Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Vault Hunters. I've been busy between episodes, as you can imagine. So the first thing we did is we've revamped the space a little bit. It's still a shithole, that's okay, we're working through it. First things first, we have a Vault Recycler station now, so let me quickly show you how that works. So, as I'm running the Vault, you get a lot of shit, and hypothetically, you don't want some of it. So, I can chuck it in here. It'll recycle it for me. Oh, I want that. That was close. And the bits that you get from recycling end up down here. So these focuses are quite useful. So if I wanted like a guaranteed soul chance on a piece of gear, I could stick it in here and re-roll the piece of gear with that. I'm also saving the special items I get from the vault, or just items I want to keep in general, to these chests over here. So this is my offhand section with the big ass shield over here. So we'll put that in there because it's, you know, it's a legendary modifier. It's pretty cool. I also have a way to search through jewels now, which is tremendously useful. So if I wanted to have like a smelting jewel, for example, I could do that. Super useful. We got some furnaces set up. We got all of our gear chests. We got a way of automatically making soul shards, which again, you can spend at the black market. So just for the sake of showing you how this works, we're going to grab a few of these cakes, which I think have soul value. Yeah, soul value of 1. You can put them in here. This diffuses them into soul dust, which goes down here into this compacting drawer and turns into the soul shards, which is quite cool. We got a little trash can in case we don't want something. Maybe I'll put this on top of it. My cookies. We also unlocked the elevators mod. I know this is like absolutely the worst thing you can do on camera, but you can go up and down. It's very confusing if you're just watching it, but that's pretty useful. And the most important knowledge star we spent in between episodes was the warp mod. So now I have these, which are super useful, so I can go to my mines, I can go back to my home. But what is by far the most useful thing about this is if I'm out, like, I don't know, let's say I was gathering leaves or whatever 5,000 blocks away from my base, I can use this little warp stone and I can just go home. And it has quite the cooldown, so it's... I'm not going to say it's balanced, but it's not balanced. So that's what we've been doing in between episodes. But now, for this episode, we got something special to do. So the altar requires a ton of different things, and a lot of those things come from different... Oops. Okay, well, this is unintelligible. Anyway, a lot of those things comes from different mobs and hostile mobs you get throughout the game. So stuff like rotten flesh, or, for example, what I have on the altar right now. Fuck, dude, this is hard to get out of. Salmon. It's really annoying to go out and kill skeletons or whack salmon until you have enough. And this is a modded series, so we're not going to be doing that. Instead, we're going to be taking advantage of spawners. So this mod unlocks eye spawners, which are basically spawners you can put spawn eggs in, and they're pretty fast, they're not affected by daylight, and they're pretty useful, so we're going to we're going to research that. In addition, we're going to need dark utilities because they have these little vector plates where we can just like channel mobs in, so we're going to spend another knowledge star on that. So you might be thinking, well, it's really not too useful to have spawners when you don't have any spawn eggs. That's where you're wrong. So, throughout the last many vaults, I've been saving up these spawn eggs. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn them into hostile spawn eggs. Let's do 3/4 of them. I do want some normal spawn eggs because I'm hoping to get the salmon you just saw. But we're going to roll all of these right now. Let's give it a roll. And hopefully we get some good ones. Okay, we got Cave Spider. That's okay. Pillager, that's not great. Shulker, also not great. Zombies, perfect. We need zombie, skeleton. Zombified Piglin's good because we get free gold. Enderman's also great. Husk, not so good. Normal Spider's good. Piglin Brute, Wither. Not Wither Skeleton, mind you, just Wither. Okay. I'm going to put these aside. I don't think I need these yet. These I will be using, and we'll quickly just roll the normal eggs. And you can also re-roll the eggs. So what did I get? Chicken. Salmon! Let's fucking go. That's huge. Parrot. You know, we'll just stick a parrot inside here. I'm not gonna farm the parrots, so now we got a parrot. Who will probably find a way to escape at some point. And we'll put these back here. So the first thing we're gonna need for our grand experiment here is we're gonna need a hostile mob spawner, or a survival spawner, I mean. Holy shit, that is expensive. This is a great example of how I'm crafting these days, because it's so much easier. So clearly we need some of these. We're gonna need a few more of these. Is that enough? It is. We're gonna need some of the. Oh my god, man! Dude, this is quite the investment for me. See, this is why we do the quests, because the quests give you, or the bounties, sorry, give you a ton of the chromatic iron, which is, or the chromatic irons. What the fuck is this called? The chromatic steel, which is incredibly useful. So at spawner. Whew. Okay, so we need 4 of these. Okay, nice. We got that. And then for the final crafting component, we're going to need to craft up one of these. We actually have plenty of POG resources now, so that should be fine. Oops. Okay, no, that was perfect, actually. Alright. Boom. So this device is pretty cool. We can put stuff in it. For the sake of example, I'm going to not put hostile mobs in it. So I can put it down. And I can chuck something in it, and it'll start spawning it. Always on. And it spawns them quite fast, actually. So we're gonna turn it off. Sorry, not really that sorry. Gotta make sure I don't hit my parrot with his wandering sword here. Now we gotta build our actual spawner cage. Oh yeah, firstly, we need vector plates, which are these things. So we're gonna put them down here. Zoop. And it channels players and mobs along. So that's gonna be really useful. The mobs are gonna spawn, they're gonna fall, and they're gonna go on the vector plates and end up somewhere. Alright, so I'm gonna build this farm now and get back to you when it's done. So one more thing we're going to need for our lovely farm, at least to make it slightly automatic, is one of my favorite mods in this entire mod pack, which is not pipes, although pipes is great. Modular routers. So these routers can do pretty much anything in the game, and they require no energy, so they're a little game breaky. So first things first, for the modular routers tutorial, I can show you them distribute items. So you put a modular router down. I can use the sender module to, okay, hopefully that's like not permanently red. I can put it in here, so now, if I have something that matches the filter that enters this buffer, it gets sent over here. I can give it some speed upgrades to make that happen a lot faster, and stack upgrades too. I can also add one of these vacuum modules, and this will suck stuff up off the ground. So now if I were to turn off my magnet and drop some of this, they enter the modular router and they just get sent off. That's not what we're gonna be doing is unfortunately a lot more complicated than that though. So I'm gonna get it set up and then I will explain it. Actually, before we do anything with the modular routers, can that not be a thing? So anyway, this is my little, oh, it's so loud. It's so loud. So this is my little mob spawning setup. For now, this is very manual. I have to put in the egg. That'll not be the case after we get all of the modular... Hey, you mind not being so loud? We need a few other mods to get... I can't do this. I really need to... It's actually, like, obscenely loud. Shut up. Anyway, they spawn in here. That's really all I want to comment on right now. I'm gonna get the modular routers set up. They got me. They got out of their cage. Okay, so we have the first part set up here. So we have 2 sender modules in our modular router. The first one has a filter in it that will find all of our junk items. Obviously, I have to add to this filter, but for now, anything that matches the sword type, so it's actually even more abstract. It's anything with a sword type that matches will be sent to our trash can. That's not a trash can. Will be sent to our trash can right here. So I put this in. Zoom. Goes directly to our trash can and is voided. We gotta be careful with this. And then, like, other stuff that we get from the farm that's not in that filter, like, I don't know, a potato or a chest, obviously goes to our drawers. So that's exactly what we want for now. We're actually gonna lock that, though. So, in theory, this should stop the modular router from working now, because it can't send it to the drawer. Okay, perfect. So now, we need stuff to be able to enter the buffer. And the way we're going to do that is with these vacuum modules that just suck up stuff on the ground. So we're just going to chuck one of these in here. That's all you need to do, actually. So now if I were to drop something on the ground, like, let's say the stuff is collecting over here in the farm, it'll pick it up and it'll send it into the drawer. Which is so great, isn't it? So fantastic. Yeah, okay. So now this modular router right here, and this is really important, this is going to be the one doing the whacking. So it's gonna tackle the mobs. So the first thing we need to do, I want it to attack entities. I don't really care if it's shifting. I want it to attack what's ever in front of it. We're gonna put that in. Whoops, wrong thing. Oh, it needs power to attack. Okay, I didn't even realize that. All right, whatever. We'll get it some power. We put our energy upgrade in here. So now it can connect, and it's receiving energy, which is great. So we're going to give it a sword, right? Oh, it's working. It's whacking them. Okay, wait. Let's upgrade it so it's faster. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And is this working? That's okay. That's okay. We don't have a filter for this yet. So we give it a filter. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I want to see. Woohoo! It's working! I also happen to have run some vaults in between episodes, like a lot of vaults, and this was my first one. It's a really cool vault because it's a void vault, so all of the black liquid you can step in will drain time from your vault, but as you can see, there's a ton of echo ores, so my priority was targeting all of the different ore POIs. And what's more is this was a plunderer's vault, which means that I don't get any XP for completing the vault, but there are usually more ores. I think it's plus 25% ores, which is super fantastic. I have a new hammer that is just whacking through stuff. Very powerful. It has quite a bit of copiously on it, which means it doubles ores. The mobs are also significantly stronger in this vault, like this Enderman, who is doing some serious damage. I guess that was a champion Enderman. But still, you can just see how many ores there are in this vault, which is super great, especially for all the pogs we needed for modular routers and everything. Like, just look at how dense this ore is. This is so fantastic. And it gives you a ton of XP if I didn't have the stupid Plunderer's Pearl in it, but whatever. It is what it is. Also completing the bounties. And what's more is that within this ridiculous vault, I also found an Omega Room, which is the living Omega Room, the Mushroom Room, which gives you all of this living stuff. So that's how I was able to afford unlocking all of these mods throughout the start of this episode. That, and along with a ton of other really good vault rooms, to be honest. Just like getting a ton of gear, really getting set in, and grinding, just running vault after vault after vault, which has been really fun. It's one of my favorite aspects of the game. And check out my cool new tool that just goes through everything. So I thought I'd do a little gear update, because a lot of Vault Hunters is very progression-based, so you're moving through it, you're getting new gear. I've been running a lot of Plunderer's Vaults, which means I don't level up, but I just get like a little bit more loot. So this is my old gear. We can quickly look at the stats. With my sword in my hand, I do 92 damage, I got 40 health, and my defense is 65. You can look through the other stuff. I'm definitely not going to go through it. With my new gear, I've gotten pretty lucky, to say the least. First of all, I got a ton of stuff from the Angel armor set, so I look fucking cool. And my stats are up, so a lot of my gear, like, look at this helmet, plus 29% increased damage. I got some crazy gear on right now for my level. I do 126 damage, my defense has gone up a ton, a little less health, not too concerning, but I have better mana, I have better cooldown reduction. I'm kidding. And also, look at my head. It's so cute. Whatever. So I'm kitted right now, pretty much. Oh, I didn't even know. My sword has this little, like, hilt. I didn't even see that before. I have also been using modular routers to make my unloading a little bit easier. So after I get out of the vault, when I obviously survive it, because I survive them every single time, and my death ratio is not, like, 50% or anything, I am able to put down my pouches like this. And it gets sucked into my storage system, which is just ideal. So now I don't have to worry about it. And for the special... Well, honestly, you guys don't know anything about scavenger hunts yet. And I don't know. I've just gotten lazy, and I don't feel like recording every single vault. But you find scavenger stuff throughout the scavenger vaults, and they can be smelted down, or not smelted down, I guess. They can be, like, ground down into soul shards, which you can use in the black market. So this pouch automatically unloads into here, which goes whoop, over to here, which unloads into soul shards. Alright, so here is the final product of all of our hard work. There'll be a few changes still coming, but this is basically the system for now. So we have this lovely spawner, the mobs spawn, they fall down, they get pushed over to here. This modular router has a sword that's going like this. It's constantly whacking, as you can hear. That kills the mobs. The loot drops on the ground where these vacuum modules suck it up. One of the vacuum modules has an XP argument that turns the XP into an XP, or like the bottle of enchanting. And then the module shoots all of the stuff over here. Zoom. Where it goes into the store controller and is distributed throughout these store filters. So this is all the loot we are currently getting, which is quite good. We still need witches and other stuff, so that's going to expand our whole line of things. In addition, the stuff we don't want, like the wooden swords and the like shitty armor from the zombies and stuff, goes into this trash can. Be very careful with this trash can. You can just delete items. And then I took the time. God, my little villager breeding program is very loud. I took the time to set up this long cable that goes way up here, around 100 blocks, that goes all the way into our main storage. So our storage is all connected now, so you can see we have 448 totems in here. If we go up to our main house and we look at the totems, what would you know? 448 totems. So that's super convenient for like the altar automation and all that stuff. So thank you for watching another episode of Vault Hunters, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.